Next up, Barry, Commonwealth and British light middleweight titles at stake. Jamie Moore against Andrew Facey. Sum this one up for us, would you please?
Well, Moore's on a roll of success. He's really in great shape, and he's a very determined fighter. He's determined to win here. His build-up to the fight hasn't been ideal, arrived late and all of that. But against Andrew Facey, he's in with a really difficult, awkward customer. This could be a great fight, and it could be a difficult night's work for Jamie Moore.
Thank you, Barry. It's coming up right after this break. Moore vastly improved, but this may not be straightforward for him. All set here in Belfast for the British and Commonwealth light middleweight title fight. They're in the ring already. The young champion from Salford, vastly promising Jamie Moore. Andrew Facey is the challenger, a man who has come from nowhere for this big opportunity. Here's John MacDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with championship boxing. Barry Hearn for Ringside Boxing Promotions, in association with Prince Promotions and Matchroom Sport, proudly presents 12 rounds of boxing for the British and Commonwealth Light Middleweight Championship. Sponsored here by PokerMillion.com for a great game of online poker. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control and the Commonwealth Council. Commonwealth Supervisor, His Honour Alan Simpson QC, and our steward in charge from the British Boxing Board of Control is Mr. Charlie Giles. Timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Dal Elliott, and referee in charge of the action from London, England, is Mr. Dave Paris. They are the officials, here are the contestants, and firstly, introducing to you the challenger. He's fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks and weighing in at 10 stone, 13 pounds, 12 ounces, bringing a 16-fight record, 13 wins, 5 inside the scheduled distance, 2 losses and 1 draw. He's from the still city of Sheffield. Please welcome Andrew Smiley Facey. And across the ring is the champion. He's wearing the red trunks trimmed with black and silver, weighing in at 10 stone, 13 pounds, 6 ounces. And a 19-fight record, he has 18 wins, 12 inside the scheduled distance, and just 1 defeat. He is the reigning and defending British and Commonwealth light middleweight champion. He makes his second defense, and he's from Salford. Please welcome the champion, Jamie Moore. So, Saturday fight night, here we go, 12 rounds of boxing for the British and Commonwealth Light Middleweight Championship.
I spoke to you in the dressing room, boys. You both know the rules. Break when I tell you to, defend yourself at all times. Shake hands, boys. Good luck to you both.
Dave Paris, the referee for this one. Jamie Moore has looked just about the most improved fighter in Britain recently, defending his British and Commonwealth light middleweight titles here. A second defence. He beat Michael Jones on points decisively, and then looked great against Gary Logan, knocking him out in 5. Up against Andrew Facey, who's on a good run lately, beating Gilbert Eastman and Matthew Macklin, previously unbeaten, a big hope of Frank Warren's. Facey winning the inaugural English title against him only 16 days ago, and suddenly getting this chance to go in for the real thing, as it were, the British and Commonwealth crowns with Jamie Moore. From the Brendan Inglekamp, are on a bit of a roll themselves at the moment with that Facey win over Macklin and Johnny Nelson's world title defence in Germany last weekend. A return to form for Nelson, that one.
This has to be looked upon as a real tough one for Facey. He fully deserves a crack at the titles after his last 2 performances, but he carries his head a little bit high, and Moore is so good up close, his short, powerful hooks. You would think that eventually may take him a couple of rounds to get close. You have to fancy once he gets there, his strength and power should take over. But a few problems in between times, I would imagine.
Facey with this upright style and these stiff, short punches, very unorthodox indeed. But it works for him. That's the point. 31 years of age. Only turned pro when he was 27 and only walked into the gym in Sheffield 7 years ago when Naz was at his peak, really. And they soon had him sparring with him.
You see him stepping back with his chin way up in the air, and you think he has to pay the price sooner or later. You see every time he moves back, no defence around the chin.
13 wins, couple of defeats and a draw is the Facey record. Defeats against Darren Rhodes and Damon Haig, who put pay to him in 5. That's the only time he's been stopped. Moore, 18 wins, just 1 defeat against Scott Dixon. Bad night from that, but how he's come back from it.
I think the main thing here for Moore is he doesn't become frustrated, annoyed. He wants to put a show on every time he goes into the ring. He may take a couple of rounds here to solve some problems out, so he mustn't become erratic or frustrated. Just settle down, get the job done properly.
Moore from Salford, boxing out of the southpaw style in the red trunks, remember here. Facey says he'll have no problems with that southpaw style. I spoke to him yesterday. He says, I'm forever sparring with switch hitters and southpaws in the gym. People like Witter and Ryan Rhodes who can switch hit.
He actually switches himself now and again.
Yeah.
One of the things that surprised me again from Matthew Macklin was the physical strength, the way he could push Macklin back and have the last punch in an exchange. So he is strong. He's faced bigger guys than this.
Andrew Facey is one of those who has to fit his boxing around a long day at work, cutting metals. Skilled job using computers to do it. It's a tough old life for him, up at 5:30 every morning, he says, and in the gym in the evening. He's doing pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah, the last couple of results, excellent. Fully deserves this crack tonight.
Moore, who's just turned 25, big mate of Michael Brodie and Ricky Hatton. Just having a look at the unorthodox Facey he felt in that first round. Facey, who's lived in Sheffield, or a village near Sheffield, for quite a time, but is proud of his roots in Wolverhampton.
Facey has boxed 3 divisions above light middleweight, so he's been in with some big fellows, so he's not afraid to mix it up close. He's got that awkward style, not easy to pin down.
Yeah, I felt that against Macklin, that maybe Facey was just a little big for him. Macklin couldn't make much of a dent in him, could he?
Yeah, Macklin just lacked the experience, I think, to deal with the problems he was posed. And I'm just wondering how long it's going to take Moore here, because really it's difficult to pin this fella down.
Macklin's secretly hoping, while wishing no harm to Jamie Moore, that Moore does make a tough job out of this. He's not the kind to get phased, Andrew Facey. And he says after the Macklin fight he still felt quite fresh, quite happy to go in and take this chance. As he said, you never know when it would come round again, which is a persuasive argument. He's doing okay in this round as well. Moore finding it hard to catch him cleanly and look as good as he did with Gary Logan.
Yeah, he's coming to life himself now, Facey. In the first round, he was just kind of circling, having a look, just forming a plan, I think, but now he's letting some punches go. Maybe that will give Moore a better chance of landing something, I don't know.
Brendan Ingle camp with sons Dominic and John. I don't think John's here tonight, but Dominic certainly is. I know they pride themselves on their men being able to bamboozle and outthink the opposition. And that's what Facey will be looking to do a bit here.
Well, he's walked Jamie Moore onto a couple of uppercuts already. I think part of the plan is to frustrate and annoy opponents, and they start doing erratic things, making
beautiful punch. There's the answer from Jamie Moore. Left his chin in the air. Moore, it exploded the punch onto it, and can Facey ever come back from that? Counts at 8, 9, he only just made it. He only just made it, did Andrew Facey. How much is that knocked out of him? Moore jumps on him again, wants to get it over with. Crisis moments here for Facey.
Just a bit due, I think, Ian.
Down he goes again from a glancing blow this time. The bell has gone, the count will be continued. 8 count. The bell went to end the round, the count continued. And they'll have to quickly pump some life into the legs of Facey, who looked rubber-legged there. That's what Matthew Macklin couldn't do. Oh, he left the gap, and how Jamie Moore exploited it. Bang!
Well, that was always the big problem for Facey. We mentioned it in the first round. His chin is always too high. He walks away with the chin too high, and that was bang on the button. Did so well to recover from that, but I think if there had been even half a minute to go in the round, I think that the fight would have been over. Just came too late for Jamie Moore, but the patience paid off. He just stopped. First chance he got, bang, beautiful punch.
What makes you think that he'd been looking at videos of Facey and Macklin? It looked like he'd thought about that punch.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he wasn't being annoyed. I think he realised it would maybe take a couple of rounds to get some clean punches home. He took his time, just kept his own chin low, kept marching forward, feeling that sooner or later he would get a chance. What a beautiful punch that was. Full credit, Facey looks quite sprightly on his feet again. He seems to have thrown the effects.
Moore will be looking to unleash another one, get him in trouble early in the round this time. And I think he fancies that the left hand will do it for him.
See, Moore had been working the body for the first round and a half or so, probably just with the plan. As soon as he got close, he would switch one over the top.
It was a peach of a shot from Jamie Moore. He's enjoying his time at the top now domestically. He was at the British Boxing Writers' dinner, really enjoying himself, almost wide-eyed, looking at all the celebrities there. He deserved to be among them. He'd become one of them.
Just don't want to be throwing the punches from so far out. Has to get close again, because this fella can punch a bit as well, you have to remember. So he wants the chin down, exactly the same move that worked for him in the second round. Just the chin down, get the feet close, then let the punches go. Don't reach with the shots.
Moore, who's committed himself to a much better dietary, nutritional regime since his loss to Scott Dixon, which has added to his conditioning and stamina. Even went on a college course afterwards to study dietary requirements. That's how serious he is about the business.
That's him working the body again. Another good plan. Just give Facey something to think about around the body region. Pull the hands down. Still, the main thing is to take his time, because if he allows Facey to spoil, this could become a grueling contest and he could burn a lot of energy. You don't want to do that. You want to keep fresh, especially in the second half of the fight, if it goes that long.
Facey looks to be getting through the crisis at the moment. He needed that minute's break. Switch hitting, they're telling him, switch away, switch away. Brendan Ingles shouting at Facey. He's trying to buy a little time, maybe bemuse more, but he does leave his chin up, and maybe another accident is just waiting to happen.
Always say when you're in with awkward fellows to deal with, you want to give a little feint before you actually make your move. Force them to make the first move. Threaten, feint, and when they've made the move, then launch the attack. Because this fellow really is difficult to catch cleanly.
Let's see if Moore's cute enough to take Jim's advice. He's on top though, Moore pummels away to the body, looking to slow down Facey, who sucked it up pretty well though. Jamie Moore on the left with Oliver Harrison and Jed Livesey in the corner. Body shots landed, 38-0.
Yeah, well, that's about right. The tactics have been perfect from Moore. He's working the body, just trying to to get Facey thinking, right, here comes some body shots, get the hands down, then bang over the head shots. It's working perfectly.
The English rugby team could have saved us a few agonies earlier on today, couldn't they, if it had been 38-0. I think the heart's just about back in order. Fourth round. Moore again looks to go to the ball. It's a good lead there from Facey. Just knocked the head back of Moore.
See, I think that was the same power that surprised Matthew Macklin a couple of times. You can actually see him winding up. It's the right uppercut that he uses to good effect. He leans back and draws the opponent. And there it is again. Right uppercut. Very effective punch.
Yeah, he stopped Gilbert Eastman in 3 rounds. And Eastman's only defeat before that had been against the world-class Kopi Jantua. That was a useful win. This punch is a bit harder than people think there. Again, the chin was up. And this time the left hand wasn't quite as hard from Jamie Moore. Oh, that time it was. That was a bit sharper. Facey takes it well. But he's going to have to improve that.
Yeah, well, Moore can't afford to give him too many free shots. You don't want to be trading with this big fellow. You want to find ways to get close without taking punches. It's not easy.
Shut up, says Dave Paris to Brendan and Dominic Ingle in the corner. Keep it a bit quiet. And again.
Little sign at the moment that Moore becoming a little bit ragged, a little bit frustrated. And that's the last thing you want, because that's Facey the job half done, because that's what he's setting out to do.
Hard to look good against, this Andrew Facey.
Then Moore has moved into punching range, but hasn't thrown any punches, so he's taken a couple of little clips himself.
And he's looking to punch high against that chin, which does hang out to dry on occasions with Facey.
So he has to start mixing things up. He's just been a little bit too predictable now, Moore. He's just marching forward, just hoping a chance will present itself. You have to make the chances, you have to feint, threaten, raise the pace, drop the pace, do something a little bit different. He's just a little bit too predictable at the moment.
Well, he's only had 19 pro fights. I just wonder whether he's got to that sophisticated stage. It's important for Jamie Moore that he keeps up the momentum of his career. Facey's just beginning to get in with some useful shots of his own, though.
This is not a good round for Jamie Moore. Jamie Moore so far. He's walking straight in. He's not really thinking what he's doing. He's just marching straight forward. It was working in the first couple of rounds. It's not working now.
Facey not totally out of the fight. It looked like he might be when he was dumped on the seat of his pants. I'm surprised he got up. He showed very good powers of recovery, because it was a heck of a punch. I thought that was curtains for him, I must say. But he's still there.
Live Premiership football action for you on Sunday from 3, live from White Hart Lane. Tottenham Hotspur against Aston Villa. And on Monday from 7, catch all the action as Fulham take on Portsmouth. Both matches live only on Sky Sports 1.
Well, Jamie Moore looked flat and unimpressive in that last round. He was very critical of his performance last time against Gary Logan till he saw the video. He liked it a bit better then. We liked it a lot. But if he was critical of that, he won't be too impressed with what he's doing tonight.
Well, that's just one round. I mean, it was just too predictable. You're against a fellow who does unusual things. That's it, he's got him again with the right hook this time. Just wants to calm down, doesn't want to waste energy against Facey. Just take his time, the chances will come.
And another right hand, although it seemed to have a touch of the inside of the glove about it that time from Moore. Two good right hands, the classic tactics there, right over the top from Jamie Moore.
Probably Facey doesn't get the credit he deserves for his counter-punching. When he makes you miss, he causes people to make mistakes, so he can pick them off with the right-hand uppercut and the left-hook counter. They're not textbook punches, but they're effective. There's a fair little bit of power in them.
He's another graduate of the Box of Tricks Academy, known as the Winco Bank Gym. Witter and Johnny Nelson in there, and Ryan Rhodes. He's done a bit of work with Isham Pickering as well, our top super bantamweight at the moment. be rooting for him here. Facey looks strong. He's the kind you could underrate because he doesn't look a natural at the business. And I just wonder whether Moore has thought about this and not really got himself properly with a decent mental edge for the fight.
Well, Moore's just caught him again with the right hand, but not the same power. Just missed his whisker that time. He's getting chances now. Facey becoming a little bit ragged himself. But it's important that Moore doesn't waste steam hitting arms and shoulders. He has to just time the punches, time the moves, but threaten this fellow, as I say, show a feint, force him into making the first move.
Facey's hitting the gloves a bit, but he's ramming one or two right hands through the middle. And Moore working on the basis, I think, having caught Facey once, that if he buys enough tickets, he'll win the jackpot again sometime soon. But he has to take a volley of shots on this tall, unorthodox Sheffield fighter who's causing a series of upsets in the business at the moment.
See, again, that physical strength that Facey has. I mean, he doesn't look particularly strong. He's long, he's gangly. But when he stands his ground, quite often against Matthew Macklin, he was pushing Macklin back and having the last word in the exchanges. So he's definitely strong.
He's mixed at light, heavy, and even super mid. That's just a push down.
Well, I thought the punch landed here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep,
Okay.
left hook landed. Left hook landed.
And he does go down and has to take a count. There was a punch in there. It did look for all the world from my angle as if he'd slipped over, but no complaints. So we'll have to have a look at that again on that far side.
Well, it was the left hook again. And, the good news, if you like, for Moore is that every time he lands cleanly, he is shaking Facey up.
He certainly didn't complain about it. Now then, what can Brendan Ingle say to him there? Plenty, usually. That's 2 knockdowns now for Facey.
So that was the left hook. Yep, decent shot.
Right, yeah,
decent shot.
Yeah,
That's what he has to do. Get close and throw the left hook over the top. Throw it high. Keep your own chin down and throw it high. That was a decent left hook.
Yeah, it certainly was. And then he just seemed to push him afterwards, but there was no doubt about it. The effect of the punch was what sent him over. There was a bit of a push after, but fair enough. 8 count administered.
So again, patience has paid off for Moore, so I think he has to concentrate on that. Don't go swinging from out range, just everything nice and steady.
Round 6. Andrew Facey down twice in this fight for the British and Commonwealth Light Middleweight Championships. Still looking for those uppercuts, mind you. And then right hand, got through there, and down goes Moore this time. He will have to take a count. He says it was a slip, but I thought there was a decent right hand from Facey that caused that. And so did Dave Paris. Well, looks embarrassed more than anything. That will lift Facey.
I think that was a fair enough knockdown. I don't think he was hurt in the slightest. I think it was a partly balanced thing, but definitely a punch. It was straight through the middle of his guard.
Another uppercut as well, and a left hand. He's beginning to really slash home some of these shots from long range. Moore finding this heavy weather at the moment and seems a little bit discomforted and shaken up. Starting to realise just how Matthew Macklin had such a tough job with this guy, and Gilbert Eastman as well.
See, this was the reason I was saying, Ian, don't run out of steam against this fellow, because he's strong, he's big, he's got some power, and he'll keep coming at you, and if you run out of steam in there, you're going to have some serious problems. So Moore has to be a little bit careful, just regroup and get himself moving again.
Catches him again with that left hand this time. Facey takes it, big straight right hand. Moore's hurt by that. Good shot from Facey. And this is getting hard work now for Jamie Moore. And Facey looks strong despite his visits to the canvas.
And the fact when Facey's hurt, He recovers completely in a few seconds. He is a tough man. He's ungainly, does unusual things, but he is really tough and really strong.
There might be some damage developing by the right eye as well of Moore, as Facey, though, he's put on the canvas again. And this time, that looks to have knocked a lot out of him. He gets up with a count at about 8.5. Sensible enough to stay down. Blood from the mouth now of Facey in what's becoming an increasingly dramatic fight.
A real show of character from Moore there, coming back from a knockdown to score one of his own.
Don't rule Facey totally out of the fight just yet, though. Dramatic stuff in the 6th.
Well, we'll see this. It wasn't a full-blooded knockdown, but no question, a punch landed in a little bit of a push. I suppose on second view, Moore maybe had a little bit of a complaint. The punch landed there, maybe stopped him in his tracks. Probably without the push, Ian, he wouldn't have gone on the floor. But he was hurt, and he was hurt again later. That was a good punch. He was shaken by that. Probably wouldn't have caused a knockdown. But a couple of good solid punches. That was a far better punch. That was a far better punch than the knockdown punch.
Cracking. And
then there was the straight left. Every time Moore lands cleanly, he has Facey in trouble, so he has to take his time and just pick his shots. But this is a real tough night's work for him. And full credit to Facey, he recovers quickly anytime he's in trouble.
It's a bit like the old Clint Eastwood line. In all the confusion, I kind of forgot. It's 4 knockdowns now for Facey, and Moore's been on the canvas 1, just to clear that up. Sorry for any confusion about that earlier on.
I won't tell you, pair of them.
And again, a gagging writ comes out from Dave Paris to Brendan and Dominic Ingle in the corner, who are, well, they're just getting involved in the fight. He just doesn't want them doing a running commentary.
Yeah, but it's actually difficult. I mean, you get so attached to fighters, it's difficult to stay calm in the corner, but yeah. I think the Ingles were going a little bit over the score. But it's down to sheer enthusiasm and how much they would love to see this young man winning a title. 2 titles, in fact.
Still looks strong, and he's starting to unleash these shots more. He's taking a fair few on the arms and gloves. But this is much, much harder work for Jamie Moore. And I think he anticipated, but there is another of those left hands, and that's knockdown number 5 for Andrew Smiley Facey.
Probably the most severe knockdown, Ian. That's the most severe knockdown we've seen, I would say.
Now then, can Moore finish the job this time? 7th round. Another left hand, another uppercut. Oh, and another big left hand. Facey, how did he take that? Is Dave Paris going to step in? Yes, he is. It's over. 7th round. Jamie Moore retains his British and Commonwealth Light Middleweight Championships. It was hard work, and Facey had his moments, but Moore prevails again.
Was excellent. It's not always easy to look good against Andrew Facey, but that was good. It was exciting and it was entertaining. Excellent night's work for Jamie Moore. He showed the character himself, coming back from some hard shots, but also full credit to Andrew Facey, thrown in at the deep end, a title shot that comes after 2 excellent results, but we wondered, is he ready at this level? He certainly was. All in all, good bit of entertainment.
Yeah, it was the most dramatic fight of the night so far, that one. And Andrew Facey not losing that much in defeat there. If he can keep that chin down, well, who knows what other little goodies might be out there for him.
I think we have to completely change his style. That is his style. He backs off from punches. You're never going to change that. But every time Moore landed cleanly on the chin, that's the effect it had. Full credit to Facey. He kept recovering from it, but you can only do that so often. And that knockdown, the first knockdown of the round here, was the most devastating of the fight. That was a collapse to the canvas, and there's a difference between a knockdown and an actual physical collapse, and that's what that was. It took everything away from him. There was really no way he was going to recover from that. Referee Dave Paris was quite right to allow him to box on from that. It's a title fight, and he had recovered so many times in the past, but he was on hand, and as soon as he realised Facey wasn't going to come back into this fight, picked the perfect point just to stop the action. Excellent finish, excellent contest all the way through, most enjoyable, and congratulations to both men.
Moore the winner in the 7th round. There were times he looked a little bit flat in the fight, and he had his problems with Facey, who's hard to look good against, but I suppose you can't argue with 5 knockdowns and a 7th round stoppage.
Exactly, and I think we have to give Facey a bit of credit too. He's got an ungainly style, but he's got bags of heart, bags of physical strength and some power, and he put up a magnificent show tonight, a good challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Dale Elliott has recorded a time of 1 minute and 24 seconds of the 7th round. Referee Dave Paris has stopped this contest with Facey in no position to continue. Your winner, and still the British and Commonwealth Light Middleweight champion from Salford, it's Jamie Moore. And please show your appreciation. A very, very brave challenger indeed from Sheffield, Andrew Facey. To present both the Lonsdale and Commonwealth belts, we call upon our supervisor.
Yes, Facey was slippy, he was difficult, and he did present problems. Barry, how did Moore deal with them overall for you?
I thought he dealt with them very well, in fact. You know, he is the sort of guy, we always predicted he was going to be awkward and difficult, and he is a hard puncher, he's a stiff puncher, Andrew Facey. He's not the most destructive puncher, but the way to beat this guy was to back him up with your hands up to the ropes. Back him to the ropes with power and a stiff jab, and let your combinations go. And I thought Moore, on the whole, was very impressive at this, and he rolls on into becoming what I think is a very tidy and impressive little fighter.
Adam Smith is waiting to speak to him now.
Jamie, you retain your British and Commonwealth Light Middleweight titles for the 2nd time, but a thunderous little battle there. We thought he might be an awkward, slippery customer. He looked it.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he was used to be a light heavyweight because he punches hard. It doesn't look like he punches hard, but he's very heavy-handed. And he's very awkward. He hits you with daft punches. It's like the old saying, it's like sparring with one of your mates, you get hit with daft punches. But I'm happy with his performance. He's caused a few upsets, and he was pretty tricky along the way, but I've done the business.
You put him down 5 times, but he hurt you in the 6th and had you down as well. Were you worried?
To be honest, he did shake me up a little bit. He didn't put me down or tripped over his feet, to be fair. But I wasn't worried because I know I've got a good chin, and I know my stamina was good.
But he was difficult, deserves a lot of respect. But you go on.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a nice little break now over Christmas. I've not had a Christmas for a bit.
No, you're not there, saying it's been a great year. Well done, Jamie. You deserve a break.
Happy birthday, Nathan, as well. Yes, Podrico.
And it's been a superb night of action for us here in Belfast. But next up, it is the man they've all come to see here.